editorial committee. A lot of hard work behind the lines got this job done, and without them, it would have been impossible. The Workforce Development Center will make Aransas County a lot better. It will provide training for the younger generation, exposing them to technological and career opportunities that they haven't had in the past. Not only will it train the younger ones, but the fewer older people that want to redo their lifestyle and opportunities, they will be able to do that also. It will ensure that the local businesses will have a workforce that they can pick from that were trained locally. And finally, it will improve the community and diversity of the economy. We have quite a contingent of Del Mar people here, and it says right here that deans are going to be available to give you tours of the building after this ceremony. Okay, so if they got to dean something, that's one of them. Next, I'd like to introduce a man that I admire and respect for, God knows, he's got a job. He works in the swamp, and he's doing a real good job, and he hasn't been persuaded into drinking their Kool-Aid. Congressman Honorable Michael Cloud.
Well, thank you, Judge, and that's about the best intro I've ever received, so thank you very much. I left the waiters on in the car, but it's really good to be back with you all. So many familiar friends and family here in our community. Good to see you all. You know, anytime a good work like this gets done, it is really a community effort, and so we're happy and honored to have the opportunity to throw our support behind what's going on in these communities, but really want to thank all the partners who are involved in this. So from the EDA to the county to the city, a lot of hard work went into this and making this happen. And of course, you know, this is not the first meeting even today where the topic of how important workforce is coming. Everywhere I go right now, when I ask businesses all over the district, what's your biggest challenge right now? We need people. And so this is going to help us to be able to fill those gaps, to help bring back our economy, to put people back to work, help families be fed, help schools develop. It all starts with people having good jobs. And so we're excited about what this is going to mean to the community here, and just honored to be a part of it. And yes, thank you to all these people who jumped in. True community effort. Honored to be here to celebrate this moment with you, and look forward to what's ahead.
Secondly, I'd like to introduce another good friend of Aransas County, Jorge Ayala with the EDA. Jorge.
Well, good afternoon. I'm glad to be able to be with you, and I would love to be there in person, but was not able to get away. But I'm glad I could join you virtually today. I'm very excited to be able to partner with Aransas County and Del Mar on this great project. You know, Aransas County has been hit over the last few years with first Hurricane Harvey, and now all of us dealing with the pandemic just adds to that. And so it's always good to be able to figure out ways to bring back the economy, bring back the jobs. And so today we're happy to announce some good news. Although we awarded this grant back in January, it's my honor to announce that EDA is funding a $1.7 million grant to Aransas County and Del Mar College to create a workforce development and entrepreneurial center. The grant will be matched with more than $435,000 in local funds. So congratulations on this great award and this great opportunity. I asked them to let me see the video of you guys' reaction so I can better address you today. So I appreciate that. You know, it is a group effort, as the Congressman said. It takes all of the community coming together along with other partners. And so I really do applaud the work that's been done here. As many of you know, I am from the Coastal Bend, grew up there in San Patricio County, neighboring you. And so I have long heard and know about Del Mar College. My wife went there for a few years. I even took a class there. I'm very well aware of their pedigree and the work that they've done in the Coastal Bend. And so when we first talked about this project, and I heard that Del Mar was a part of the project and a partner, well, that just made it very exciting for me, and I think for your community, to bring them into the mix and be able to expand their reach into Aransas County. So we're very excited to be a partner with you. As the congressman said, workforce is so critical to building back jobs. A company, if it moves in, it can't grow if it doesn't have a trained workforce. And so I encourage the county and Del Mar to work with the private business to understand the kind of workers they need, make sure that we're training the kind of workers that they need so that we can fill those jobs and bring back the economy there in Aransas County and really the Coastal Bend. So I look forward to coming out there soon once this facility is finished and hopefully getting to see the finished product. Congratulations. This is an exciting day for Aransas County. Thank you.
Now I get to introduce another friend of Aransas County. In fact, she was raised in Aransas County. Lenora Keys, Executive Vice President, Chief Operating Officer, Del Mar College. Lenora, we really appreciate you and your contingency. I mean, half this crowd is from Del Mar, so. Come on up.
Thank you, Judge Mills. That's the best welcome I've ever gotten. I tell you what, thank you. It's to come home, right? And thank you all. And Mr. Ayala, I don't know if he's still on, but Del Mar College is so appreciative of this opportunity. I do want to take a moment, though, to thank the Congressman Cloud for being here and all that you've done for us. And I also want to introduce our Board of Regents who are here. We have our Board of Regents President, Carol Scott. Carol, would you stand? And Ms. Libby Aylett, our Board of Regents, is with us. And our President and CEO, Mark Escamilla. And then I'd like to ask all of Del Mar College to stand up. Woo! I think it's important that everybody came today so you get to meet each other and feel like you're part of the community, because we really are. We're here dedicated to this community to help make this Workforce Development Center a true success. And so it will be. And everything we do so far has been. We have 2 other centers similar to this where we provide workforce development training. The types of programs that we're going to offer here truly are what this region needs in the community. They are to provide higher wage jobs. We work with Workforce Solutions of the Coastal Bend, and we identify the jobs that pay the highest salaries. And those are the programs that we tend to bring here. Things like healthcare, emergency providers, like all of your public safety, light industrial, carpentry, in almost anything having to do with CAD, computer areas, anything a business will need to grow and to flourish. So those are the areas that we're going to focus on. Our deans and staff are here. If you choose to take the tour and you go in, they're going to be there to describe these programs to you. And so you'll get a little bit more in-depth information about the programs and how we're ramping up. So we're very excited about that. I just can't tell you how much Judge Mills has meant to us in this whole process. He and I had some very nice conversations over the last year or two, and it's been great getting to see everyone again and to get back into Rockport. This truly is home, and it's home to all of us. Aransas County is in our service area, and we are dedicated to providing the services over here. We've been providing dual credit courses at the Rockport High School, I think, for over 20 years. And that's very important. We reach out to over 32 different school districts right now with dual credit, and we intend to improve, enlarge, and engage. And so thank you all very much. Thank you to everybody that's been here and for this great opportunity to partner together. Thank you.
Well, I get a friend of Aransas County, but he didn't drive far to get here. John Jackson. He's past president of Aransas County Partnership Economic Development Corporation, and a man that's worked really hard in a lot of different ways to better this community. He, well, I'm not going to go down the list because we'll be here for a while, but come on up, John.
Hope you don't mind, but I'm going to have a little bit longer to tell my story because it's a passionate thing that I've lived for the last year. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a special day for Aransas County and all of its citizens. It's hard to believe, but the seeds were sown for this about 18 months ago, which led up to this day. But the actual vision and catalyst for it began even before that. The EDC was formed in January of 2020, and shortly thereafter, community leaders were invited to a series of small think tank type meetings here that were hosted and facilitated by faculty at Texas A&M Corpus Christi and its Coastal Bend Innovation Center. They had partnered with IC² from University of Texas, Austin, and provided these meetings in the aftermath and recovery from Hurricane Harvey. Although this idea was not actually born in those sessions, the seeds for a special relationship with Texas A&M Corpus Christi had begun. And so because of that relationship with them during the onset of the pandemic, we learned about EDA grant funds, which were to be made available to assist communities after the pandemic or during it. In the early conversations during the pandemic with Russell Frankus, Dr. Kent Bias, and Dr. Jim Lee at A&M Corpus Christi, we were encouraged that we could very well be a good prospect for some of the EDA grant funds being offered. And since we'd just gone through Harvey as well, we believed we had an even better chance of competing for funding. The EDC had already started to focus on goals like workforce training and job development as core initiatives of our long-term strategic plan. So the opportunity for funding to achieve this goal was introduced to us by the executive committee by Kim Faust to the long-term recovery team for the county. Shortly thereafter, the grant opportunity was also presented to the local government corporation. And that board commissioned the EDC to study and assess the goal of creating a workforce development center here in Aransas County. And to accomplish that, the EDC then decided to appoint an exploratory committee to carry this out. And I was asked to chair that committee in May of last year. I accepted the role on the condition that I could handpick the members of the committee. But the committee had very little time to accomplish this task since the application to the EDA needed to be submitted just a couple of months later in August. So we had to conduct considerable due diligence to cover all aspects of developing a center like this. Things like location, cost, programming, logistics, operations, and much more, along with convincing rationale that we could compete for limited funding being made available by the EDA. Our original executive director, Neil Answer, and I made 2 quick trips in May to similar training facilities in the Valley in Weslaco and McAllen. During that time, I began the process of recruiting the committee members, and their names are all listed on the back of your program. Take a look at those. The exploratory committee are all on there. Every person in the group played a valuable role to move the process forward. Initially, the committee gave serious consideration to building a facility on non-aviation related acreage at Aransas County Airport. After we learned that it would likely take 18 to 24 months to go through the FAA approval process, we then decided against going down that path. But coincidentally, at the same time, the county had executed an option contract some months earlier for a potential micro-hospital facility at this location. The county did indeed later decide in favor of a slightly different type of medical facility, but at a different location than this one. That became a fortuitous opportunity for this project because it then opened up Little Bay Primary for an alternative use. So the EDC stepped in on behalf of Aransas County to try to reassess the potential use of this property as a site for a workforce development center. This dream really started to gel and come together when our committee took the opportunity to tour the West Campus of Del Mar College. We all met there in June of 2020 by invitation of one of our committee members, Lenora Keys, whom you've already heard from, a former Rockport native and executive vice president of Del Mar College. And it became apparent to all of us who were on that tour that Del Mar College had the standing, the experience, the interest, the reputation, and the educational programs, which collectively then became the missing piece for making this center a reality. Without them, we would not be here. A solid partnership developed as a result of that visit, and within a few weeks, Del Mar College executed a letter of intent to Aransas County to become the operator of this facility, while Aransas County would become the applicant for the EDA grant and owner of this facility. But during all of this, we were in regular communication with the owner and seller of this property, Casey Jackson from Austin, who is with us today. With the change in plans from using the site as a medical facility, this necessitated an extension of the county's option contract with Casey, not only once, but twice, because as I said, it later became apparent that there was also a substantial amount of competition for those grant funds. So because of that, we were advised by EDA to downsize the scale and scope of our project, which was to originally purchase both buildings. In addition to that, we were then advised we should now plan to provide 20% match funds to improve our chances. So that meant renegotiating the option contract once again to purchase only the north building on this site. I want to say that even after renegotiating the extension option twice, Casey Jackson hung in there with us. It was great to work with. Casey is also an Aransas County taxpayer as a second homeowner here, and it was always evident in my conversations with him that he too really wanted to see this happen. At one time, he even donated funding to county to pay for part of the due diligence needed. So Casey, I want to thank you publicly for your continued willingness to work with us while we were moving through the obstacles and delays we faced when many probably would have walked away. Casey, please raise your hand and be recognized. Stand up. We appreciate you, Casey. And then in July, after we were advised that we were going to have to come up with a 20% match funds, we had a very short time frame to raise those funds, and it seemed an almost impossible task. But over about 2 weeks in July, we raised $428,000 from 25 match donors at various levels. And the names of all of those individuals, foundations, and companies are also listed on the back of your program. It's been referred to a couple of times already. Another recent important donor who has stepped up to provide the architectural services for the renovation of this building is Philip Ramirez from Ramirez Architects in Corpus Christi. Philip, please stand. His preliminary renderings are here today for everyone to see. Each one of these donors deserves special recognition because without their donations, we would likely not have qualified for this grant. Let's give them all a hand. But in addition to these individuals and businesses, all of our local governments have supported this center as well, and we also received regional industry support. This is one project where it seems the community was totally united behind Aransas County becoming the site for a regional workforce development center. Del Mar College will train and educate students, young and old, to learn and improve their skills and earn industry certifications for in-demand jobs here and in the Coastal Bend. In addition, our local high school students will be able to earn dual credit from Del Mar College as they have been for 20 years. An ancillary benefit of this that will likely encourage our non-college bound students to remain here and raise families of their own instead of moving away. Ladies and gentlemen, the Workforce Development Center is an example of economic development at its best, and I'm glad our EDC was able to be instrumental in making it happen. There are dozens of people who've played important roles in this, as does most worthwhile causes, required a unified team effort for everyone involved to make it a reality. I know we all look forward with excitement and anticipation to a grand opening of the partnership with Del Mar College and the Aransas County Workforce Development Center next year. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Next, another friend of Aransas County. Boy, we're a friendly community. She's a hard worker for the community and has been for 30 plus years that I can remember, maybe longer than that, I don't know. Diane Post, the CEO and president of Rockport Fulton Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you, Judge. Well, this is an exciting day for all involved, but especially for the business community of the Rockport Fulton area. Before the hurricane, in planning sessions, and many of you know how many planning sessions before and after the hurricane, year after year, we would hear of the need for a better trained workforce. We would study it, implement what we could in terms of better programming within all of our facilities. In some form or fashion, we would do the best that we could. After the hurricane, thanks to another EDA grant, our community joined together and facilitated planning sessions to determine our short-term and long-term focus. The sessions were very emotional and heart-wrenching as we had to sort through our future and how to rebuild, how to take advantage or to leverage items coming to us and be smart about it, be smart in that planning. Well, folks, that was just 4 short or long, however you look at it, years ago. And yes, workforce training was on the forefront as a major focus area out of those community sessions. We knew we had to do it. We just had to figure out how. Texas A&M University, Kent Bias, Coastal Bend Innovation Center, Russell Francis, had been reaching out to help our community sort through the recovery process of the business environment and success in moving forward. They had been working with us day to day, bringing workshops and things and activities for the business community. The ball started rolling due to one phone call, though. A phone call by these gentlemen. Gentlemen, we thank you for pushing us and having the encouragement behind us to support us. This Workforce Training Center shines a bright light, not only for our workforce, but for the future and strength of our local businesses. On behalf of our board of directors of the chamber, which many of them are here today in the audience, we would like to thank the county for stepping up to purchase this building. It was a bold step for our future, but you believed it was the right thing to do. We'd like to thank Kim Fouts. You came into our community in October, right after the hurricane, and thank you for your expertise in assisting the county to make this happen. Del Mar College, Lenora. I know Raleigh is looking down on you and looking down on our community. Raleigh Irwin was her brother, and he was a longtime community member helping out in so many ways. I bet he's smiling right now, and for what you have done to make happen for Aransas County, not only to step in and operate the facility, for without you and your team's expertise here and in our future, this would not be possible. We're eternally grateful for you. To the Aransas County Partnership Economic Development Corporation team, you all know who you are. It takes so much to make something like this happen. From now and for years to come, you will always know you made it happen. For without your leadership and support and every day working at it, this would have not come to fruition. Now going forward, it would take all, the chamber, the EDC, the school district, the county, the city, et cetera, to continue to make it happen in terms of fulfillment of needed equipment for training. Lenore and I were just talking about that. The course content, making sure that our business community is getting what they need, and the enrollment, getting behind it and helping it and making it happen. We will all assist and have to come together to ensure the success. So thank you.
And now I'd like to introduce, believe it or not, another friend of Aransas County. He hasn't been here that long, but he is a great friend and he's done quite a job since he's been here. As soon as he hit the ground, he put on his work clothes and went to work. I understand he even substitute teaches sometime. He's in charge of the clients that will be coming to this school in the near future. And now he's got them all at his campus. Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Joshua Garcia, Aransas County Independent School District.
Thank you so much. You know, it goes without saying that I wouldn't be here without the work that we do together as a community as a whole. I'd like to acknowledge our board members who are here present. We got Board President Kenny Cruzan, if you'll stand and wave real quick. We have Vice President Michaela Austin, who's with us also. Board Member Ela Ramos as well. And if anybody snuck in, just anybody else? All right. The other board members, we're a team of 8. There's 7 of them and 1 of me. And that team of 8 is what's critical to make the work happen here in Aransas County for our students, for our parents, for our communities. And it's just an honor to be here to just say a few words because I'm the last one, right, Judge? All right. And y'all know I'm a old Baptist preacher, right? Okay, so it's going to be short. All right, so I just want to say thank you guys for just allowing me to be here to say a few words about these incredible partnerships that we've been able to develop over the course of this time, over the course of this project. And today is a culminating event where we see the fruition of a dream begin to become a reality in our community. And I'm excited for this workforce development project. I'm excited where it begins, how it takes shape, how it grows over these next months and years to come. And I'm also excited about the opportunities that it presents for the students in our community. Our students already have some choices when they're in our facilities to learn to take dual credit courses and earn business certification. But this project here allows them to be able to expand on those choices and really dive deep into what are the needs in our community and what are the needs that they're interested in. And so I look forward to seeing how these pieces develop and how they come together. And I'll end with this. And basically in Aransas County ISD in Rockport Fulton, Texas, we believe in building futures, and we believe that if our students start here with us, that they will be ready to go, serve, and lead anywhere in this city and in our great country. So thank you for allowing me to just say a few words, and blessings.
Well, this concludes our ceremony, except I've got to say something. After listening to Lenora and Dr. Garcia, I was crazy. I didn't say anything about who I've got here from Aransas County. I've got 2 commissioners, Commissioner Castelline and Commissioner Russo. Would you please stand up? Sorry about that. Sometimes. And the Mayor of Fulton, Kelly Cole, she's here. So with that being said, I thank you for being here, and we're going to turn it over to the contingency from Del Mar to show you the building. Thank you.